Guess who skipped class today? Do you recognize this? This is my headband. I'm so bad at laundry. So it's pink. Oh. Oh, I see. My brows are looking a little rough. I'm going to use today the Pinky Rose Cosmetics Rustic Rose palette. This is what it looks like. I think I'm gonna do something pretty like light today. I know I always say that, but I'm actually gonna do that today. I'm so uncomfortable. I've used this palette before, so it's not like a first impression, but I'll give you like kind of my review on it as I go. Their mattes are always just beautiful. A go-to look of mine has just kind of been taking this one, this one, this one, and just kind of like smudging it all over my eyes and then going to class. So I'm using the Wake the Dead coffee scrubs. I have to take my car to a car place. Duh. I think I'm gonna do like a halo eye just because those are like my favorite, but I don't know. I'll start off really light, I think. So I'm just gonna take this one. What's new? I'm just gonna take this one. I just got carried away and was talking so much and blended that. I actually really like that color though. At least on me it looks a lot darker than, like it's probably, I don't know. Who is excited for Black Moon Cosmetics' new palette to come out? Oh my gosh, they've been working on this eyeshadow palette for a long time. They just like revealed the colors yesterday. Oh my gosh, they're like the perfect like grungy. It just looks like a very go-to palette for someone with like my type of style. I'm sure I have like those colors around, so I'm still trying to decide if I actually want to get it. I definitely want to try out their formula sometime, but I don't know. I got a dog. Her name's Fiona. She's 3 years old and I adopted her, so it's too late to change her name. My brother was just talking about how we should name her Bumble, like off of the Abominable Snowman, and that is a perfect name for her. But I just don't know. I have friends that have adopted dogs when they're like 2 or 3 years old and they change their name. But I just don't know, because to me it's like I adopted her from a pound, and what had happened was, it's actually a really funny story. It's not funny at all actually, but well, it's just interesting and weird. I had been looking to adopt a dog for months and months and months, and I've been searching everywhere, and I have a phobia of hairs, like loose hair. I know this sounds dumb, but one of the things I wanted in a dog was just like, maybe if it didn't shed or didn't shed too much, that would be great. Like growing up I had a lab and he shed so much, but he was just the sweetest like pumpkin. His name was Chunky. I was just kind of hoping to have a dog that didn't shed so much, so I didn't ever have to worry. Like I wanted it to sleep in the bed with me and just do kind of everything with me, and just not having to worry about hair was just kind of like a bonus, you know? So I was looking for that, and I was also looking for a big dog. Like I kind of live by myself. My brother lives in the same house as me, but like for the most part I'm pretty much by myself because he's either at work or at class or somewhere else. And he's getting engaged, by the way. Exciting. But well, he is engaged, he's gonna get married. But so a little bit for protection, just because I don't know, it stresses me out, and when I feel gross or like down or something, it's nice to like be able to go and take walks and stuff, but it's normally like later on at night that I like to do that, and I can't do that by myself. Like I live near the university, and just I probably shouldn't do that. So a little bit for protection, mostly for companionship though. And I kind of wanted a poodle mix of something, but again, at that point I'd been looking for a dog for a long time, and I kind of just wanted to like, you know, like keep my mind open for whatever, just kind of meet the dog, see if like I'd rather have a strong like bond with a dog than like say if it's shed or not, you know? So I wanted to kind of keep my mind open and just meet the dogs, you know? There's a dog that I was gonna go visit up like 2 or 3 hours away from me, but I didn't end up going. It was a Schnauzer cross, they weren't sure what it was, and they don't really shed, and he was so cute. His name was Zumi, but I called in and asked if Zumi was still available, and he had been adopted the day before, which good for him. I hope he found a wonderful, loving home. And I was still looking for a dog. Then I found one like about 3 to 5 hours, no, it was like 4 hours away. And I called about a couple dogs at that pound, because if I was gonna go that far away, I might as well have just like kind of meet them all, you know? This is like an adopting dog video. And I called in and they were talking about the dogs, and a lot of the dogs there had been rescued from the Korean, was it Korean? I think it was Korean, the Korean meat market. And when I was on the phone and I had her on speaker when I was talking to my mom, and she's like, oh yeah, we rescued them from the Korean meat market. And I was like, so most of the dogs there were, a lot of them were like there were these 2 little wiener dogs. It's like, you see these dogs and it's, I don't know, that just kind of pisses me off. Like, I was gonna go meet them, but they were all under like 15 pounds. They were pretty small dogs, and I do think that they aren't gonna have, like, small dogs typically don't have as hard time finding a home than like bigger dogs, especially if they have behavior issues, because a lot of times adopting, you'll see a lot of dogs that have behavior issues, and if they're a smaller dog, it's not so bad. Like if you get like nipped by a smaller dog, or you have kids, you know, it's just not as bad, and it's easier to deal with. But so I'm sure they're all gonna get adopted just fine. I did end up going to see them because they were all under 15 pounds, which, like, I probably would have been fine with a smaller dog. It probably would have been easier, but I still kind of just wanted a bigger dog. And I was gonna go meet them if I hadn't adopted Fiona here. So, but I kept looking, and I found this dog rescue place, and there's this dog named Carmela, and she just looked like the cutest little thing, but it was the sketchiest deal. So we called in about Carmela, and they're like, oh yeah, she's a sweet dog, she just got out of foster, like she was being fostered somewhere, and the foster person cried when they brought her back, but they were just too busy for her, you know. So yeah, and they were really talking up the dog, Carmela, and then she was like, oh, we're a town near my town. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be that way anyways. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is probably the dog, because the exact like day I was gonna go to the pound to see a dog, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna be down that day, we'll bring the dog, you can meet her or whatever. So that was that day. We were supposed to meet him. My mom had called her again. My mom has kind of like been helping me throughout this, and my mom had called her again that morning, and she was talking about a completely different dog. She's like, oh, I don't think you actually want this dog, she wouldn't be my first pick or whatever, da 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 da. She has too much energy for your daughter or whatever is what she's saying. And it's just a really weird situation. And she's like, I'll bring her down, you can meet her, I'm gonna bring her to a foster home down in the town you're at, if you don't want her anyways. So yeah, so we were gonna meet her, and we waited and waited and waited for the call that she got into town. She was gonna call us when she was getting close so that we could meet up with her, and she like had never called. And we were just at the pound looking at the pups, so cute, looking at the pups, and I was like, she's gonna call any minute, we're gonna have to go pretty soon. But then I walked by this room that wasn't even in like the area that they were holding the dogs. Fiona had just been brought in, and I walked by and I saw she was in the office with someone. She's like laying there just shaking. She was absolutely terrified. She didn't want to look at anybody. And then I asked about her. I was like, is she someone's dog here at the pound, or was she just brought in? And they're like, yeah, she's just brought in. An elderly couple had brought them in. They both had health issues and they just couldn't take care of her anymore. They wanted to find her a home before something happened. And so they brought her in literally just like moments before like I went and looked at her. And so yeah, so I was like, can I meet her today, or is that like not a good idea? Is she too scared? And the first lady was like, yeah, you can meet her, da 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 da. She went and talked to the other people who were like, this dog is like in no like way ready to meet anybody, because she was sitting there shaking. And that was totally understandable. But then we went to go look back at the dogs some more because they were kind of like talking it over, and someone ran back and was like, you can meet her today, but it has to be a slow meetup. Like, are you willing to do that? We just have to like kind of sit with her, not really like look at her in the eyes or acknowledge her much. And so that's what we did. Eventually she got better and better. We were able to take her out on a walk and everything. And I was like, should she stay at the pound like a night? I just feel like if she had gotten brought back to where all the dogs were, she would have been even more freaked out. And they were like, yeah, lots of times with dogs like this, it can make that worse. The longer she's here, she could just get more stressed. The best thing would be for her to go to a home, so she'd probably go to a foster home or something like that, is what they're discussing. And I was like, well, I'll take her home. So she's home with me now. I am going the slowest ever doing my eyeshadow. I'm sorry. This normally would take like 4 minutes, but it's been probably like 12. What do you guys want to see more on my channel? Like with this palette, I was gonna review it like my other Pinky Rose palettes, but I've done quite a bit of palette reviews on my channel, so I just kind of thought I'd just sneak it in my Get Ready With Me, and I do like it a lot. It has like pretty good color selection. When I first saw it, it didn't scream to me at all because I first just kind of saw like all the really warm browns, and I have kind of been over warm browns. I haven't been into them much, but you notice like the yellows more. I know most people's eyes would go to the yellows and the pinks and everything, and I really love yellows and pinks, and there actually are some cool tone browns in here, so yeah, I don't know. This looks like a little yellow. That looks a little dark. That. I'm gonna take a mixture of these two, so these two, and I'm just gonna put that on the middle. I could put some shimmer. Pinky Rose shimmers are really pretty, but I kind of am really digging matte right now, so their shimmers are always beautiful, so like not an issue there. But I think I even like their shimmers more than their mattes. Their mattes are really great, although sometimes there's a little bit of inconsistency, like in the what was it? The Center Stage palette. There's a couple shades that were kind of off, but it wasn't too bad. But their shimmer shades are all just beautiful and creamy and whatever. So I'm just gonna take those two colors like I had said, and I'm just gonna put them in the middle. I need something brighter. I need like a white. If it wasn't so pale. I'm gonna take a little bit of Wet n Wild Brulee. I've been using this to kind of blend some spots out. There we go, that's what I want. Okay, I'm gonna take the Wake the Dead Coffee Scrubs makeup primer and put this here. This is also gonna be like my no foundation routine. So this is the first primer I use. I don't wear foundation, for those of you that don't know. And I'm working on going cruelty-free, and for the most part, all my makeup is cruelty-free, except for a couple things like, sorry, my nose is itchy. like a couple things in my skincare and this. And of course it's the stuff that I use every day in my makeup routine, and it's gonna be really hard to replace because I haven't found anything like this. It's the Dr. Jarts Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. What it is, it's like this green, and then you put it on and it does so good, especially over that Wake the Dead primer at filling in pores. And since I don't wear foundation, I do have like some like discoloration spots that this just kind of like evens out. The main thing that like I would like covered, even though I don't wear foundation, or like hidden a little bit, is my pores on my nose. So this has kind of been like awesome for that, but I have no idea, does anybody know anything like this that's cruelty free? Because I haven't seen anything like this ever. Please leave it in the comments down below if you know of something. But it's this green, but then when you blend it in, it kind of like adjusts to your skin tone and just color corrects a little bit. So if anybody knows of anything like this, it's also pretty thick. It doesn't feel like anything on your face once you get it blended out, but it is like a cream. And I'm trying to decide, what do you guys think? I'm going cruelty free, but like that product, I still have some stuff in there. I've used most of it, you can see, but like the stuff in there is still gonna last me forever because you hardly have to use any. This is a small size one. You could also get a bigger size one, which I did before I decided to go cruelty free. I did already get that for a backup because I knew I wasn't gonna find anything like this. But now that I'm going cruelty free, I don't know what to do. I'll probably use the 2-Up and then just not repurchase, because then I don't know, kind of makes no sense to get something, go cruelty free, then not use it or whatever. I gotta get going, but I don't know. Sometimes I powder my face. Normally for my Instagram I powder my face just so everything looks a little smoother, just because on camera then it looks a little smoother, but in person I really don't mind how it looks. I actually prefer it unpowdered because it looks more skin-like and stuff. So I'm going to take this contour. I have to get all my stuff in Z palettes and stuff. I'm so unorganized. I haven't even done that yet. But this is by Hypnoses Cosmetics. It is the Mocha contour powder, and yeah, I'm gonna use this. This has been bomb. I haven't mentioned it a lot on my Instagram yet because I just got it at that like awkward time where I wasn't like posting anything on my Instagram for a little bit. But whenever I've been doing my makeup like for class or anything, I've been using this. It is like the perfect shade for me. Sometimes I feel like I'm so used to using a like almost gray contour just because anything else like pulls absolutely orange on me, that sometimes I feel like this looks a little warm, but like it's actually perfect. I'm just used to something a little cooler. I love this so much. Most contours, since I don't wear foundation, I have to, or bronzers or blushes or anything, I have to put down a powder underneath where I'm going to be bronzing, contouring, or whatever, and so that it doesn't stick in any area and it's not patchy. But this, I don't have to do that, which is awesome, especially if I'm in a rush, because then there's just that extra step that I don't have to deal with. Also, when I contour, I don't like contour to like change the shape of my face or anything. I just do it to kind of add a little bit of color to my skin since I'm so pale. And I really don't mind that pale like dead look. That's actually my favorite. But I also, I don't know, I just kind of like that extra color there. Put a little on my forehead. I don't contour my nose. Sometimes I'll just like put a little bit in the middle, just kind of like to bronze it up to match the inside. But lately I've been loving taking this, how much time do I have? Not a lot. Eco Tools precision concealer brush. It has like an angle to it there, and I like to dip it in there and just kind of like lightly contour my nose, again mostly to just add that color to the middle, so that everything is pretty cohesive. And even over this color correcting primer stuff. It's not like paper matte, this color correcting stuff, and so I'm really surprised that this doesn't like stick down and get patchy anywhere over top of it. Like I don't even have to powder there. My appointment's at 3 for the car, and I don't have pants on, and it's already 2:20. Go, go, go. This is like a race now. There's just so many dogs out there that need homes, and I just wanted to help in whatever way I could. So in my video that I was talking about Hypnose Cosmetics watched it, and they saw that I was using Heather, which is one of their eyeshadows, as a highlight, and I love it as a highlight. It's just so wet and it's beautiful. But so then they sent me Heather in, let's see, is this it? Yes. In like a highlight sized pan, and I just thought that was really sweet because they saw that I was using it as a highlight or whatever. It's so good. Where's my highlight brush? I gotta really get going. So I'm just gonna take Hypnose Cosmetics Heather. I have to get on this Real Techniques precision setting brush, I think, controlled setting brush, and I'm just going to kind of tap it on, tap a little off, and then yeah. Sometimes I put on blush, but since I'm in a little bit of a rush today, I'm just gonna skip it. I normally skip it anyways. I have a bunch of stuff for my desk I have to clean so bad. But yeah, I really love a highlight that is like purely a sheen, especially for every day, like with no like little glitters or shimmers in it. And this is just so pretty. I don't think you're gonna be able to really see it on camera because I'm really lightly putting it on, and my lights are so dang bright, and I just get washed out so bad. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but yeah, sometime I'll really put it on there for you guys, and so you can see. But today we're just trying to get out of the house. I kind of hope to, like, after the car appointment, I'll have time to come back and film my skincare or whatever, but I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna put something on my lips real quick. I probably wouldn't if I was like quickly going to class or whatever, but I'm going to do that. I'm gonna take, if I can find, yeah, I'm gonna take Necromancy Cosmetics Healing Stone. Man. And yes, it's just a nude. I really want to try. They have so many unique shades, and these last very well on your lips for being a bullet lipstick. They are matte, but well, thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry it got kind of rushed at the end, and I mostly just talked about my adopting experience. We can take those pink things off now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just kind of like a spur of the moment, get ready with me. I have to go put pants on, get in my car, and go to the car appointment now. So thank you and I'll see you in my next video if you watch it.